So we're gonna learn how to find equation of a line, a linear relationship.
Okay.
For example, we have y equals to 3x minus 5, right? That is the equation of a line. So how would you know that this is a equation of a line?
Uh,
Like there can be any equation, right? With the equality sign, we can write anything. So equation of line, you can figure it out that the equation is for a line if the power of x is 1 and the y's power is also 1. And now, right now, both of them are 1 because there's nothing on the top of that.
yeah.
So that's the indicator. So whatever's sitting with the x component or with the x um, coordinate is the slope. We call it slope. Slope is steepness of the line, right? So that is my slope, and whatever you have there, this constant value is your y value. We call it y-intercept or initial value. Y-intercept, and that's the initial value of the line on the y-axis. We call it y-intercept. For example, now let's draw this thing. In order to draw that, you have to draw x-axis and y-axis. Now we see that the b value is y-intercept -5, and m is the slope, which is just 3. Now, in order to draw the line, I have to go over -5, which is my y-intercept. So I do -1, -2, 3, 4, -5. And I stand on this
Wait,
point.
what?
Pardon?
What's B?
B is the y-intercept that I drew, initial value.
Oh,
So initial point on the y-axis. Your line is gonna start from there and go somewhere, right?
yeah.
So in order to find the exact equation, sorry, the line, the graph of the line,
Mhm.
you pick your y-intercept,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna do um, the slope and rise and run. And the rise and run is the m value, which is right there. So your slope is basically 3, and I can write 3 equals to 3 over 1. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because 3 over 1 is just
So you
3.
go one towards the right.
Yeah, we go rise by 3, and then we run by 1. So from 5 we rise by 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we run by just 1, which is right here. So the equation of the line is gonna look like that. You can extend it. It's gonna look like that, right? So this is the graph of this equation that we had there.
Oh,
And its slope is positive, steepness is 3, and the y-intercept is -5, which is pretty less. So that is that, and next thing is what they're asking basically. Draw the graph of the lines.
yeah.
Alright,
There's the fraction question.
so what is that?
The fraction one. That's y
Alright, let me.
equals.
So which one is that?
The second one.
You mean this one?
No, this one. Right here.
Alright, so they gave you another line. So now the another line equation of another line is I want to use blue color. So the second equation of line is that, and as we know that the coefficient with the x, which is that, is your slope, and the coefficient, sorry, a number without any variable, a constant, is the b value. So this is my m, and a constant in the end is my b value. The y-intercept is that. So now we draw the the coordinate plane, and then let's extend it. Yeah. So what we do, we write down the points on that.
Mm-hmm.
I need my B3, so positive 3. 1, 2, 3. And the slope is 1 over 2. M equals to 1 over 2. 1 is the rise, and the run is 2. So I do go up by 1, and then I run by 2 units. 1, 2. So my run is 2, and the rise is 1. And then you can repeat the same thing. Rise by 1, run by 2. So then you meet all those points and you get your line.
Why do you repeat? Like,
Pardon?
why do you
We can repeat because we have to find the landing point, the point where the line is, passing through.
Oh,
So the line is going to look like that. You can keep doing the rise run. If you still do the rise by 1, run by 2, you're going to land on the same line, right?
yeah.
So the rise over run is a kind of steps which gonna land you on the line. So this is the equation of line with slope. So what is the slope of that? 1 over 2, and the initial point where it's starting is 3. So this is the equation of the line. It looks like that. So this is the graph of that line that we were interested in. Good?
Yeah.
And you can write x-axis and y-axis if you want. X-axis there, the y-axis is gonna be right there. So you're happy with that?
Yeah.
All right. So any other question? There's some trivial questions. Let's talk about some other examples. Now, for example, if somebody write this equation. Now, this is the equation. Why this is the equation? Because there's an equality sign. Whenever there's an equal sign, we're gonna name it that thing equation. So on the left hand side, the term is y. On the right hand side is 3. So
Mm-hmm.
y is 3. So the only information that we have is y is 3. Now I draw the reference plane and I try to draw that line. Now on this reference plane, the y value, let me mark it. Y is 3, which is gonna be 1, 2, 3. So this equation is saying y is 3, nothing else. What does it mean? It's saying that y is 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's no information of x. What do you think about it?
It's a horizontal line.
Yes, that's right. So a line which is gonna have um, a line which has only y value, which is 5, and the x value is, what is the x value in this case, by the way?
0.
No, x is changing. X can be anything. Like x is 1, 2, 3. For all those x values, your y value is same. You see? If you go with this x value, what you're gonna get as a y value? Your y is gonna be the same value, right?
Uh-huh.
So let me draw this thing. For x1, y is still 3. For x2, your y,
It's still 3.
yeah. For all the points on x-axis, your y values are just 3. So it doesn't matter what x value you have, your y value is just 3. So y equals to 3 is the equation of this line. And always remember that y equals to something is going to be a horizontal line. For example, if you have y equals to -1, that is going to be a line passing through -1, horizontal line, which is just going to look like that, right?
Yeah.
So that is that. And the next non-trivial line equation of line is, for example, they gave you x equals to 7, Now here we have only information of x. So the only information that we have is for the x-axis or x component. I draw my x-axis, y-axis, and then I um, find the x value. X is 7, so 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's the y value actually. I roll the y values. We have to know the x1, 2, 4, 6, 7. So this is the x7. So the only information that we have is about the x. And what would be the y in this case?
7.
Y? No, y. They didn't say anything about y. The only information that we have is for the x, right? That is the x. So we um, draw a line
Straight
which
line.
is gonna be vertical
Mm-hmm.
because let me draw that thing carefully. This is the line, and on this line x is always 7.
Mm-hmm.
X is 7. And what about the y values? Y can be anything. Y can be any value. For all y values, your x is 7. If you pick this y value, what's your x value corresponding to that? It's still 7.
Yeah.
So y can be anything. X remains 7. X remains 7. So x equals to something is gonna be your horizontal vertical line. X equals to minus 7, let's say. It's gonna be right there, right? X equals minus 1 is gonna be right here. So any vertical line is gonna be given by a line which is x equals to some number. Cool.
Cool.
So that was the concept of the lines, and we will go into more details in next video. Let's turn it off there.